Hello everyone! Your friendly neighbor Bodhi is back with another James Turner challenge. And this one is the James Turner Tiny Home Challenge. I wanted to do this for a while now, but I've gotten a bit sick. I'm still not 100, so excuse my voice for the little raspy note. Also, just right now somebody has decided to drill in my building, so if you can hear that, my apologies. It ranges from impossible to super easy. So I'm a little scared of what we can get. It gives you the tiles you can have, the style of the building as according to one of the residential worlds, room for how many sims and what life stages, the budget of course, and it usually gives you items to include as well. Those are base game items, which can pretty much clash with the entire style of your home. So usually I will click through this a couple times before I will go to my actual turn, just so that we can see a few variants of this generator. This would be a 27 tile small home in the Forgotten Hollow build style. This is this one up here, the vampire world. For a very large budget for just 27 tiles, but also you have to use the huge double doors, which is horrible for a 27 tiles building. Like, that takes up too much wall space. Or we could have had a 55 tiles home that has to house an adult, a child, a cat, and a dog, which is a lot in the style of Tartosa, which is the wedding world. And only 26,000 for 3 is, or like 4, is not so much. And now for the third roll, which I hope is one that I can do and is not too hard. 78 tiles, build style like Windenburg, room for a young adult, a teen, and 2 children for just 13,000 simoleons. I don't think this is possible, actually. Okay, budget is 13,172. And then I will also directly buy the statement planter. This ugly thing. A random shape right now, just to see where that gets me. This is 78 and this is supposed to house 4 sims. Does this feel impossible to anyone else? I'm bulldozing this. I'm just playing around with shapes, trying to find something reasonable. Sometimes it helps me to have little shapes that I can push around. Okay. That seems more reasonable. These are the rooms for the children. And I'm currently contemplating that maybe to save money, the parent doesn't get a bedroom. Or alternatively, the teen has to be with the kids. And this can be their bathroom. The style of the surrounding houses is mostly old, but it's based on European cities, where I know that this style of building is often accompanied by slightly more modern ones. I'm not yet sure if I want to incorporate that, or if I want to keep an old-ish style of building too. I'm not yet sure about this roof above the entryway. If I can afford pillars, it would be nice. I just don't know if I can. This is too expensive. Or alternatively, also very common brick, preferably red brick. I don't like that brick. This is horrible. And that one is already more expensive. Maybe nature stone. It's better than the brick because the cheap bricks all don't do it for me. At least those doors are cheap. You know what, I leave that. It's just money I don't have. The stone matches well. This is better. Can't afford too many windows. This is gonna be a very windowless experience. There, the bathroom is just not gonna have any windows, I guess. This is way too expensive. So I'm gonna use one of these. These are fine. These match the style well enough. It sucks because with money this low, you can't really build for pretty. You can only build for function. If even that. I'm just placing items before I do floors and stuff. Oh, I should mark this and that as a check already. These kids can do absolutely nothing in that room. I'm already declaring myself defeated by this challenge. Trying something might be dumb, but what if we do it like that? Okay, it's weird. Fine, but like, huh? Could work. And then that style chair could fit Windenburg. Listen, all the actual Windenburg stuff is just too expensive, but that's a pretty decently normal pub high chair that you would find anywhere in Europe in the more traditional spaces, and it fits 4, which is all I could ever hope for. Actually, maybe we can even try this. Don't know if that helps. I don't think it does. I'm just not happy with this entryway. Like, we could get rid of these 4 tiles. Probably entirely. Drag this over here. Have that window go here. So that the front looks less weird. We don't give a crap about how the back looks. And then we have 4 whole tiles that could maybe go here. Which makes the floor plan significantly more boring, yes. But also more practical. Could do it like this. So there's more shape to it. That way we also could even do that. I'd have 2 more tiles to give. Maybe to bring some interest back around here. This could be space for a dresser or something. Or maybe the parent bedroom can just give that space to the kids entirely. Because they need more space. I'm so determined to make this work. I said I was already declaring defeat, but I lied. I am not. What's my roof say? This is maddening. You go here. You go die. You go here. That's an okay-ish roof. Although now I feel like this really needs another window. Because that's just weird without one. This could go with an oldish style building. It says the style of Windenburg not to use Windenburg. Again, Windenburg windows are just too expensive. And since this doesn't have a window, it gets the ugly planter thing. I'm planning to do the outside significantly with debug items because otherwise it's just doom and destruction. This old style European building just asks for rustic wood floors. Also, normally I would say probably to paint the ceiling because these old buildings tend to have wooden tiles at the ceiling too. It's just a bit expensive. Maybe I do it and I can delete it if it doesn't work out. It's pretty good for an oldish European build. I'll keep the ceiling paint for now. Okay, the Windenburg tiles are actually doable. That's good. Let's say this is older, but like this was... Like bathrooms have to be redone sometime, but let's say this was actually last redone in the 70s maybe. I'm not a fan of this wall tiles, actually. Plus it's really expensive on the wall. Brown, unfortunately, I could totally see in an old bathroom. You know what? I'm gonna go with the brown. All the colors of the brown here. Actually, we need that toilet. Bit more expensive. And we should also use this sink. This is very, very not European, not Windenburg. This shower. I'm at least making it brown. Could actually use this Windenburg item, but like a church bank is really weird. This one maybe. It's from the right pack at least for once. Controversial choice. Don't think we're gonna have a TV. Maybe instead we can have a fireplace. Because I think an old house like that would have a fireplace of some sort. I'll use that one. And then a bookcase here. How expensive was that? Oh my god, no, I can't afford that. Oh no. I can't actually afford anything from Windenburg. It was one of the earlier expansion packs where still everything was super expensive. That one is close to that one, right? Right. Close enough, I say. This is from the ranch pack, but it will work here fine. Same for this, I guess. I'm not too overly concerned with different wood tones because they're not at all uncommon in the real inspiration for this build. Since it's for children, I would like it to express some sort of personality still. So I guess I want a swatch where there can be different bed sheets. The teenager's bed can be a little bit different. The teen gets a nightstand. The kiddos, I don't think so. I don't think we can afford a laptop, which is really sucky. But otherwise, I won't be able to put everything in here and, you know, have wallpaper on the walls. I mean, this place isn't even decorated at all yet. There's no real room for personality in this build, because I cannot afford personality. Maybe this can fake a little personality. So the only fun activity so far is reading books. That's bad. That's really, really bad. Let's get them at least a radio. Okay, before I do any more, let's do wallpapers. It's hard to find a middle ground between kid and teenager with how limited I am. Normally I would have them have different spaces. Can't really do that. Maybe this can somehow convey different spaces. This is pretty damn wild. That's a lot. But I'm gonna keep it because I have nothing better. Vindenburg is just much too expensive. Like, the get-together style is much too expensive. I always have that luck in these randomizers that I get minimal budget with really expensive pack. Really unfair. I protest. Maybe this would actually to bring in the kitchen a bit more. By the way, they also only get an outside bin. Fuck this. And they get a Vindenburg mailbox at least. I need some form of decoration. Now it is time to get out the debug cheats. Shamelessly using the zero simoleons rugs. The pattern is not exactly correct, yes, but the colors tie in a lot of things that desperately need tying in. So I'm still doing it. Okay, there are some necessities that fall under decoration that are still missing from the bathroom, so these go first. The Vindenburg mirror is too Vindenburg is just too expensive. I'm sorry, I'm trying, but it's impossible. That looks easily washable when it gets wet. Oh, I really forgot something important, huh? Well, this surely won't catch fire. Oh, I hate this build so much. There's nothing to do. And no decoration. It's very lifeless. To emphasize this, I had 13,000 to build for 4 people. Why do I get these prompts? I'm doing cobwebs because I need to have something. Look at this dark corner. It's downright threatening. This looks like a kitchen is being used. We need that. We need a kitchen in use. Because I won't have a lot to place here. Doesn't even have a sink. Is the fabricated bed much cheaper? What if? I need to do that, right? I can't give the adult sim a good bed. Oh god, this is so bad. Oh, I don't feel good doing this. Energy 3, energy 4, well, but then the entire interior does not work anymore. So this room is now, because of this bed, significantly less Vindenburg. And I'm not gonna do this room in Vindenburg style. The parent just liked something else. Just like the kids' room also isn't really particularly Vindenburg. It's just their personal style. And their personal style is whatever is cheapest. I would have loved to use the new pack, but the new pack is luxury and I cannot really afford luxury at the moment. Maybe I find something that I can repurpose as a headboard. Some free light. That's actually not a bad idea. I mean, they will melt away. They're not like the candles from the real catalog, but better than nothing, I guess. How about this for decoration? Nice and free wall art. Because we can for sure not afford any kind of fence. I will just place a bunch of these. Oh, this is good for the outside. This will make it a bit friendlier. Fortunately, it doesn't help with the inside, but... I mean, it helps a little because now when you look out the window, you see a few flowers. Okay, I can't find anything for free. Fine. Have to accept that. Then I'm gonna use a couch. Sims should still be able to use this bed. It's just that it cost me money. I'm cheating with the empty frames. This is a parental bedroom, so kids' pictures make sense. Likewise, this from when the children were younger. They have them all framed, and those are drawings that the kids did, not the teen though. That's because teen art is less cheap. I need some stuff here that looks like something, because right now nothing looks like anything. There also desperately needs to be a light there. I mean, that's again not Windenburg, but it looks like it fits into Windenburg. So Windenburg is just too expensive. I'm so sorry, but it doesn't work. I need to use Windenburg adjacent stuff. Now the entryway doesn't look like an afterthought anymore. Everything else still does. It's quite the talent to make an entire place look like an afterthought. Usually it's part of the place that look like afterthoughts, but here it's everything. This? No, not really. Maybe if you squint a lot. It could be like an alpine landscape. Oh my god. Not at all. But I am pretending. You really have to squint, okay? It could be alpine to someone who's never seen the Alps. A very old picture of some relatives, sure. Why not? Something for the teen. Can I get something to do? Not at all. A football is very European, therefore fitting for Windenburg. Cross-stitching. We have something to do. Give the children something. The kids have toys. They're not playing with nothing here. The teen has nothing. The teen is just out in the cold. And the parent gets only empty frames. Can I afford at least one plant or something like that? This suits this garden, I think. But limits me severely for the inside. Okay. Well, I did this to myself. Yeah, I'll approach what I just generously called the garden now. So I think it's time for another update. It has room for a young adult, a teen, and 2 children. And I kept in budget. My budget is down to 2 simoleons. And I tried to build it in Windenburg style. I used as many Windenburg items as I could, and if I couldn't, I tried to use others that I deemed adjacent. So I consider this challenge met. Well, let's look at my build, I guess. It is unfortunately pretty dark out, but that's the build. The good part about football being the only thing we can do in this build is that we can just claim the amount of blank space in the garden is for that. That was not a good sound. We are burning the house down. Okay. It is now the next morning. The fire is put out. We have better light. Let's head on inside. In our Windenburg tiny home, where there's nothing in there. Like literally, I had budget for basically nothing. We do have a little bit of old European style with the dark wood ceiling. And that couch actually, I decorated with spiders because I was desperate. You can do a few things in here, like listening to music or cross-stitching or nothing else, literally. This is free decoration, aka the handprints of the 3 children that live here in this room. We have the children's section in the bunk beds here. We have a shared desk, a few select toys, aka cheap ones, and the teen section here, which is very barren but has a nice little private window with some flowers. And the adult bedroom is right next to it, by the entryway. It has the cheapest bed available. That is a bit broken, with a custom-made headboard from a couch, and the only decoration is empty picture frames, which is a little bit dystopian. Next to the living room section, I guess, is the bathroom. I kept this fairly brown because that's just what I associate with old bathrooms, probably last renovated in the 70s or something like that. And yeah, that's it. I think the best part of the build is this little living room section. But best part is a bit of a stretch. I had the tiniest budget. There wasn't really a lot to do, especially not Windenburg style. Yeah. Outside, I tried to incorporate a little bit more of Windenburg. I also used this thing as a little by-the-road chapel. I incorporated a few items from the Windenburg catalog. And I incorporated football, which is very European. And to give the appearance that something is happening here, I also built a little garden with anything I could find that looked like either a plant that is harvestable, actually was a plant that is harvestable for free, or just plain piles of dirt. So we have a pomegranate tree, an apple tree, and a bunch of nothing. But the bunch of nothing looks like a garden at least. And yeah, the site was empty, so I put a bunch of free plants in there. Generally, I wouldn't call this my best build. Oh, actually, let's welcome the welcome wagon. See how well we do with people actually in the house. Because after all, this is a home for 4 people. They're sitting down, they're using the stuff. What little stuff there is to use anyway. The random bread I just put on the counter to just say, hey, European, bread. We like bread here. They're staying in the entryway, which is the most decorated part, which is sad because that's all the decoration. Well, anyway, while my sim is having as much fun as you can have in this build, I call it quits. I don't know what you think. I don't know if James Turner has actually defeated me or if I have defeated him. Technically I checked all the boxes, but I don't know with the result I got. But for now I will see you in the next video. Have a great time. Goodbye.